I also try to wear the hat to kind of get rid of the reflection of the light, but you can still see the light.
Oh, don't even try. We know that you wore the Krusty Krab hat just because we're talking about Nickelodeon. I was gonna say Nintendo, Nickelodeon shit, which we'll probably talk about that at some point. The Nickelodeon Smash
Well, actually,
Brothers All-Stars.
But to be honest, I didn't actually wear it because of the Nickelodeon. It's the hat I wear, so.
True, I do see that a lot. So.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so. Fuck me, I forgot what I was gonna say. Totally brain fart right there. I guess just jump into it. As you can guys see, I have XGP on again today. XGP, if you want to say hi, you know me.
Hi, everybody.
You obviously know me if you clicked on the channel. So you know we're trying to make this like a tradition where after every video I'll do one of these little off the cuff kind of chats, and this video is no exception. So XGP thankfully decided to come on the channel today and chat with us a little bit about the video, some Nintendo shit, or Nickelodeon. I keep saying that even before. I kept saying.
Well, they do sound similar.
They do,
somewhat.
and it seems like Nickelodeon's just making Nintendo products now, just because, I guess. So, anyway, Dex, thanks again for coming on the channel today.
Of course.
So
it's always fun being on here.
Yeah, of course. So it's good to have you back. I know we haven't had you here in a bit, so. It's gonna be fun. What you been up to? Anything special? Anything new? Or anything along those lines?
Well, I've been busy mostly with work, so I haven't been able to stream recently in a while. So it's been kind of like it's just been really busy because of Labor Day coming up and everything. So.
Oh right. Yeah, I forgot Labor Day's coming up. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then I've also been working on my own little secret project behind the scenes, which is in that book I forgot to hide off, but it's that it's like this much filled already.
Oh, okay.
And
right
the
on.
book is, oh yeah, I'm also wearing gym shorts because I did work out earlier at a yoga.
Nice.
It's about this thick, so you know.
Okay, I got gym shorts on too, so I'm always in gym shorts basically.
Especially when I'm at home, yeah, they're comfy. Why would I not?
I mean, you might as well fucking wear it. So.
And then also I was playing Sea of Thieves, trying to get ready for that.
Yeah, because we're gonna be playing that shit later. That's gonna be fun as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was playing it earlier, and you're gonna laugh at my character because he looks so stupid. Like he tries to make himself look cool, and then he's just really fat. But it's just.
I was telling Lady C that you had created a really funny character.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, "What the?"
I'm already excited.
The only thing I can't figure out is how to get the peg leg to work. So like,
you have to
get the peg leg on.
You have to buy it from the store.
Oh, I bought a peg leg. Yeah.
Oh, I'll show you later. You have to like equip it from. It's weird. Okay, that's the one thing about Sea of Thieves that I'm kind of like meh about, is you have to equip it like at the store, which is kind of weird. But I'll show you how to do that later when we jump in there. But anyway, I digress. We're here to talk about Nick Arcade, of course. Well, at least start on there. That show.
Sorry.
I no, it's okay. It's funny. It's just because I didn't binge watch the entire series at once. You know, for most people that don't know, this was an ongoing project that I did have for about going in a month, almost 2 months now, and it started to grate on me a little bit because it was a lot of work trying to do the write-up as well as the stats, setting the stat tables up, doing the video and rewatching it, getting clips, stuff like that. But I gotta say that song is so nostalgic though. It's so cheesy, but I love it.
The second I saw the thumbnail for when it popped up the video, I was literally just all of a sudden in my head just dan. I'm like, oh god, it's Nick Arcade. I fucking knew it, man.
And that was the thing too, is I didn't tell you what the video was about. So like.
No, I didn't want to know.
So go ahead.
Everybody was like, I think I know what this is, and they're like, just text me what you think it is, and I'm like, just stop talking about it, please. It's killing me, man.
2 months, we would play games, and for 2 months straight, I would like text people like, this is what the video is, and everyone would be like, oh fuck yeah. And it was literally like that for 2 months. Every time we'd play Dead by Daylight or whatever the hell we would play. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Like, I'm
glad you watched it.
I remember though we went to the mall and I guess you let it slip and I
did.
wasn't paying attention.
I did. Fucking.
And I was
so,
looking at the Amazon store as we walked by. I'm like, oh, at the Amazon store. And you're like, oh shit, did you hear that? I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's why I stopped walking, because I literally was like, yeah, I'm just so fucking done with Nick Arcade. And then like, you didn't hear me because you were still talking, and then that's when I stopped and I was like, wait, did you fucking hear what I just said? And you were like, what the hell did you say? I'm like, oh, thank God.
It's like, yeah, nope, I didn't hear you.
I was so like mad at myself for letting it slip. And it was, for the best part too, was about 3 seconds prior to that, I was like, don't worry, at this point I'm not gonna let it slip. And then literally 3 seconds later.
Yeah, because I was even just like, dude, don't talk about it because you're gonna make it slip. No, trust me, I'm not gonna let it slip.
And of course, 2 fucking seconds later, 2 goddamn seconds later, I fucking let it slip. I was so mad at myself. Oh, there's a little torpedo.
The torpedoes.
It's a love bug.
The thumbnail girl.
Yeah, I think she's in this thumbnail.
I think...
So, I don't know if I should get into all of the negative. So, okay, I'll just kind of jump on that. Right after, or right around the time that the editing was almost done for this video, like, because I called.
Oh, I know you're going for.
And
I know what you're getting at.
This video, as much as I loved making it, and it's one of the more favorite topics that I've had to talk about, the amount of just fucking weird fucking problems that would happen in the course of doing this video was insane. Like, everything from losing footage, losing clips, fucking Paramount Plus stuff.
Everything's shifting.
The editing. So it was midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I had just finished.
I don't remember
editing.
what you call.
I had just finished editing the video. I didn't put the music in yet, and I started to put the music in. Then I realized all of the edits, all the cuts, all the animations were completely fucked up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I noticed that everything had shifted in random directions, and I was like, I called XGP and was just fucking screaming. I was so pissed off.
I was at work and I was just getting to my last part of my job and still, because I work nights, and he called me. He's just like, I just need a fucking vent, man. I did. I was so. I need a fucking vent. I can't take it.
Usually, I like to think I'm pretty rational at points where I can just be chill and relaxed.
But that was your breaking point.
I was like, I've been working on this goddamn video for 2 fucking months now, and everything wants to go out the fucking window. So, boy, I'm trying to relax with a White Claw here. Not sponsored, of course.
How dare you?
I know, I'm so lame.
Drink that shit in front of me. How dare you?
How dare I? So
drink my competitor. I mean, what?
Yeah, your competitor, right? Well, you know what's funny is, I know a lot of people don't know it, but I ended up getting hit by like a troll a couple days ago. It was like a week or 2 ago, and I think it was a troll, but I also think they might have been like a little bit psychologically not all the way there. That's about the time when I stopped trolling them back, because I'm like, okay, I think this guy is actually not. I don't want to make myself sound like I'm better than anybody else. I'm not. I'm fucking not. But one of the things they said, which was funny, they were like, I have faith that bad things happen to bad people, and you're a terrible person. You're a monster. This guy fucking called me
all
a
this
pedophile.
shit just happened.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this guy's full of shit. Fuck this guy. And then, like, all this bad shit started happening. I'm like, this motherfucker put, like, a hex on me? Like, I thought getting called a pedophile for, like, 5 hours straight by this guy was bad enough, and then everything went fucking off the rails, you know, like.
Oh, man, I still remember you calling me. It was like, I was like, wow, I can't believe he's still up. I'm like, oh, he probably finished the video. No, not that at all. No.
Yeah. I think the guy legitimately put a fucking hex on me. I was like, God damn. Like, and then the next morning. Oh, and here's the other thing too. Was the next morning, or I'm sorry, before that, just editing this fucking thing, I would keep getting like weird source errors. So the editing software would just close on
every hour it would like close, yeah.
Yeah, and I would lose like 5 to 10 minutes worth of editing footage. And I'm just sitting there like, it's the pedophile guy. He straight up fucking hexed me. There's no other explanation. Like, this guy fucking hexed or broke into my house.
He's sitting there hacking your computer. He's sitting there hacking your computer. I see you working. You're not getting anywhere.
I know this guy's terrible. I know he is. I know it. So, but it was
I'm
just
gonna
a really
expose
funny...
him for what he is.
Yeah, and he never did either, but I'm gonna expose him. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I got nothing
There's only
fucking
one
on.
exposed, and that's Ghostface, damn it.
I almost bought a Ghostface t-shirt the other day.
Oh,
It had him
really?
like slightly leaning out the side of a house. I thought it was really funny, but
just get it, and then have send it to me, and I can do the little tick, put exposed underneath
exposed
it.
at the bottom. Yeah, then I'll be exposed. Because clearly there's stuff to be exposed about me that I didn't know about. So, a lot of stuff, I guess. And that's why the video went insane. Oh, and then the next day I try uploading this fucking video, and fucking I get about halfway done uploading the video. And with YouTube, if you X out of the video, if you go back into it within a certain time frame, it like saves as draft. You can literally keep uploading it, and it'll just keep going where it left off. I accidentally do that, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. Let me just go back in there. It had been about 25, I think, % done with the actual upload, and then I tried redoing it, and again, it took me about like an hour to get to that point. And then after I did that, I was like, okay, let me click on the video again, and it's like, this isn't the video you were uploading earlier. Please upload the right one. I'm like,
I don't mean to laugh, but
no, it's fine. No, it's fun. It's funny in hindsight now, but at the time, I started laughing. It was that point where like I had gone insane because of how much dumb shit had happened. And to all the people that have commented and watched it, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But I've gotten DMs from people and stuff like that saying, like, "Oh yeah, this part's fucked up here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It sucks." Like, but I mean,
I saw it too, and I even messaged it to you too. I was like,
it happens though.
Some of the data didn't show up, but you know what? Overall, how long the video is and how long it took you to do it, I think you can let it slide. I think it was like 5 of the games I think on there that was the data didn't show up correctly, but it's honestly that's not that big of a deal.
No,
especially since you have the entire sheet. Like literally, you can look up and download and look it up. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right, and I think that was the point that. I think there was like 40 or... there was a lot of games. There were a lot of games that were played on that show. And honestly, to shift gears for me, like bitching about the process for 2 months. Huh?
Ghost Pilots.
Oh, Ghost Pilots. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Yeah.
20-some fucking times almost. Like,
it was a lot. I think I have... Well, I don't want to click out of here, but I have the data somewhere. But to shift gears from like me complaining about fucking trolls and well, not really. That guy, it was whatever. It is what it is. It was just the video itself. It
was a weird circumstance after that. All these weird shit was just happening.
Man. But to shift gears from that, Ghost fucking Pilots.
Isn't that just like a clone of 1942 or some shit?
I think it is because it's set in the same time frame. I literally think it's just like a beefed up version of it.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong.
It was really popular in America at the time. Shit.
Right.
I mean, even Star Trek was. No one knew what the hell Star Wars was either. That blew my mind. Oh my goodness.
Watching through that show, anything, I got like kind of an appreciation of what the 90s were like prior to like pre 9/11, pre 9/11, post 80s, like that time frame in the 90s, like. It was so weird in terms of like the zeitgeist of the way fandoms were operated, what nerd culture was, all that shit, because it was so different to what things are now. Like, especially in the early 90s, you had the rise of video games. I mean, the 80s, they were huge too, but they started becoming more mainstream in the 90s. And
especially Star Trek at the time too.
Yeah,
that was
Star Trek
Next
was
Generation.
Huge. Yep.
Yeah, especially Next Generation.
Absolutely.
I mean, granted, I've never seen it, but still, I know that it was huge.
Well, you knew about it because it was a really popular show.
Yeah, even then I knew about it.
Yeah, and it's still
card.
Yeah. It's still surprising though that they just didn't know what fucking Star Wars was, and I think that that kind of threw me off guard. Like, everybody knew
what Freddy was.
Everyone knew what Freddy Krueger was. Yeah, that's why I had the thumbnail was with Freddy Krueger, because every fucking episode they brought Nightmare on Elm Street up, they either got the question right or completely identified Freddy Krueger. And they didn't know what Star Wars was. And what's funny is just how huge Star Wars is now. and how easily people get
yeah.
fucking triggered over fucking Star Wars bullshit. It just goes to show you how much things have changed in like 20 years. Yeah, it's been about 20 years now since the show came out. No, longer. It's almost 30. About 30 years.
Especially with the whole getting triggered thing, because yeah, when you're watching, you can see some of the kids like with like that one girl at the very beginning who went like this.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, but like it's weird because back then when you watch it, like when people get something wrong or the nerd culture wrong, people weren't going, "Oh, he sucks. He doesn't know what he's talking about."
They were getting so over the top. Yeah, they're just like, "Oh, whatever."
You're just like, you know. Now it's like, "Oh well, Nickelodeon Arcade Star Brawl. We might not have Raphael. What? How could you not have Raphael? It doesn't make any sense why there's no Raphael. Why is there no Raphael? You know, it's you know."
Well, I blame Smash Brothers for that primarily. Smash Brothers, I think Smash Brothers made everyone so
hype trigger.
No, spoiled. Everyone got so spoiled with Smash Brothers because it was always something that was pushing the envelope. It was dream come true type shit. I mean, Cloud being in Smash Brothers was a huge deal to me. It was a huge deal to a lot of people. So I think
too.
Smash Brothers has completely spoiled, and I don't mean that in a negative sense completely. Like, I think that video games companies should try to bring their A game and surprise people and shock people and get people excited for stuff. But I think people have taken it so far. I am working on video eventually. I know you know this, but it's basically going to be about the hype cycle for a lot of that stuff and how a lot of things can change based on like the zeitgeist of the world and shit like that because of things like that. So it is a fascinating topic to see how radically culture can change from people from one fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just from like one little itty bitty time. Like I kind of agree actually with the whole Smash Brothers thing. It's like, yeah, we got like even like before Brawl, like and Sonic showing up. Like even Brawl and prior with Snake and Sonic, it really wasn't that like over. Oh, we have to expect all this is going to be in here.
No, and I think that's what made it so good.
And then when you saw Brawl with Snake and Sonic, you're like, oh my god, it's like, what?
I still remember. I still remember to this day going on the Smash Dojo and seeing Sonic pop up and it literally blowing my mind because...
Yep, and you and I think it was like you came home from school or with your friends or something. Yep. You open the door like, did you see it? And I'm like, I did.
Yeah, because they had the Sonic
trailer. You're like in the doorway watching the trailer. Yeah, I was like, you're in the freaking doorway of the house just watching the Sonic trailer like 5 or 6 times. Didn't even get down to sit on the couch. You're just like, holy shit, it's Sonic.
Yep, and this is prior to like... Snake. Yeah, this was prior to like smartphones too, because at this point, I think the Razr was the most important phone out at the time. So this wasn't one of those things that you could go just in like 3 seconds and look at it, you know, showing our age a bit here. But...
It took like forever to load. Like I remember that shitty phone we had and was like sitting there. Yes, we can see it.
We only had the one computer as well until I got that. Until Anthony, actually, because he worked in that computer class, he was able to hook me up with a fucking broken one, and I fixed it and was able to like.
All our colorblind videos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the only mod. So it's funny. I had this busted
Gundam seed all in the wrong color.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he's got green hair.
Yep.
What? Nicole's got green hair.
Lilaflog is blonde. What?
What the fuck? Yeah, that was.
We watched all of Gundam because the monitor that I had didn't have the color. The color didn't work on it, so it was black and white. So we literally watched all of Gundam Seed, and I think we had seen G Gundam before, so we already knew what that was about. But like. We didn't watch it to its entirety, so we watched Gundam Seed and G Gundam completely colorblind.
Yes.
And it was hilarious.
We're like, what? That's the... Huh? Like, it was so... especially when we got the new monitor and we, like... I think it was, like, close to when we were almost done with it. Yep. Like, almost done with the seat, like, the season. We finally got the new monitor, and we're like, holy shit!
Yep. It was the last, like, I think, like, 15 episodes is when I got the
monitor. We're like...
I'm pretty sure that's when I
worked... see what Nicole looks like.
Right, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's when I worked at Circuit City. I think that's when I got the color.
I think so, yeah.
I almost wanted to bring you on during the last Off the Cuff with Femgrer.
Trust me, I really wanted
to talk about the Gundam stuff. Yeah, hindsight, the next Gundam video, of course. If I ever do another Gundam video, I'll bring you on there then.
Well, I'll just bring it up now from the question you asked him. What my favorite Gundam series are?
Yep.
It's Wing, Seed, and After War Gundam X. Those are my favorite three. I don't even have to think about it. Yeah, like and then a good fourth, if I just do fourth, is actually Turna Gundam, because I watched that too, and that's actually really funny, but also very, very good. I was surprised. I just hate the name of the Turna Gundam. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But
now I remember before you said you weren't like a huge fan of Turna Gundam. Was that just because of the design of it, the characters, or was it the overall show aesthetic?
When I first learned of Turna Gundam, it was playing Dynasty Warriors Gundam. I had no idea who the hell it was. It looked like a shitty Zaku that decided to get a really crappy mustache and like look like it looked too elegant or whatever. And then when you used its special, it had butterfly wings. I'm like, what kind of dumb shit is that? And then you actually watch it, and then the main character's name was Lauren. Like, I was like, what? Like, is it a chick? I mean, it's okay if it's but it's a dude. I'm like, I don't understand this story.
I think at that point, Turna Gundam hadn't even come out in the States yet.
It never even It was like with After War Gundam X with Gerard, because he's fucking sick. The Double X Gundam. Yeah. You want to talk about a really good Gundam show, which you still haven't watched yet?
You know, it's fair. In fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fairness,
After War Gundam X.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I've watched some of it. I've seen like the first 20 episodes, but I've never finished it. It's been on my bucket list for years. I mean, I just finished watching, what was it? Spirited Away for the first time about 3 weeks ago, and that was always on my bucket list as well. So it was like, eventually I always get around to watching these things. It's just sometimes it fucking takes 50 or 70 years or so before I get there.
Well, I'm no stickler to that either, because I still haven't finished Dragon Quest XI yet, or Mega Ranger, so yeah, I'm on them with you on that too.
Yeah, and we started watching Mega Ranger when I got out of the army, so it was like, that was 3 years ago now?
We stopped right as Mega Silver showed up, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I saw Mega Silver, I'm happy.
We got to it.
It's like, I'm happy. Dr. Kabuto. And,
we gotta finish
Mega Silver, and I'm like, I'm good. Yeah. Characters who need to be in Battle for the Grid. Listen, they both need to be there. Mega Silver and Dr. Kabuto.
With an emphasis on Dr.
For the American characters. Just get Mega Silver and Dr. Kabuto.
Yep. You know, it's funny. I still get DMs. I feel kind of bad. I know a lot of people have been wanting me to do another Super Sentai or just Tokusatsu related video, and I want to as well. I've been trying to watch Ginga Man for 3 years now.
Oh God! Oh God!
Maybe I'll just come out now and say it. I'm not a huge fan of that series. For all my Tokusatsu people that watch my channel, you can flame me. That's fine. Look, I get a lot of people really like the season. I totally get that. I think Magna Defender is cool as fuck. I don't know what his actual name is.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, and I don't think the designs of the suits are bad. I don't think the designs of the monsters are bad. The villains look cool. But man, there's just something about it. I've literally tried watching this freaking show like 4 times just so I can do the Kei Mizutani video. And I just can't get through it. Like, after about like 20 episodes, I'm done. And that's never happened with a Sentai series before. I'm actually thinking about going and watching O Ranger, which is the season that's based off Zeo.
Oh, okay,
I'm thinking about watching that instead, because there's another person that was in like Pink Films and whatnot in that too, but she's not as famous as Kei Mizutani is. So, and a lot of people have been requesting Kei Mizutani, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I've been trying. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Well,
no, sir.
I'm gonna cut Emotep in.
Just right there. That's just not gonna happen. No, sir.
I am getting around to continue the Fear.
Yeah, when's Fear coming out, by the way?
At some point. You know, with that one, I honestly burnt myself out a little bit trying to do 2 videos a week with that, because I didn't have a whole lot going on at the time.
I would say the episode we watched together kind of also, I felt like you were burnt out when we watched it.
Yeah,
especially that very poor ending to that show.
Yeah, that episode sucked. Like with Baby Bonaducci, like
Baking Bonaducci.
yeah, that episode sucks. I might. Yeah.
Is there ectoplasma?
Yeah, ectoplasma. It's like shut up, Bonaducci. Fucking dumbass. So okay, with those, all of them are shot. They're all shot. XGP even has a special guest appearance in one of the episodes, and I've just got to get around to editing them. And the problem is editing them. They're a lot of fun to edit. They're just a lot of work because I don't have an actual script written out for them. I don't have cues or anything like that. So I just literally have to go through and cut all of it as I rewatch. So I basically have to rewatch it like 1,000 times. And it can be taxing. It's a fun project, and I am going to finish it. It's going to get done.
Eventually.
It's just I gotta get around to it. Maybe for like the end of the year, I'll just drop them all at once.
And they're just bam, just raw cut everything. Just fuck it.
I thought about
doing
that
live.
too.
Fuck it.
Do a live. Fuck it. I thought about doing that too, but no, they're coming someday, eventually. Before I hit 1,000 subs, the whole series will be done. I'll put it that way. So
that's good.
Well, because the thing is with that show, I do like that show as well too. I think nostalgically, it still holds up pretty well, especially for what's it called, like early found footage type movies and whatnot. I think it holds up really well. Well, found footage type shows, but one of these days, I'll get around to it.
One of these. Sorry, I've been playing with this Bomberman while we talk at this.
Oh, show them on camera.
Keep it in mind. Yeah, see. Bomberman. Yeah, see, and then he does this, and he turns into a ball. See, now he's just a bomber head.
You know what's surprising? Like, they didn't... He's an actual bomb now. They never played
Actual
Bomberman.
bomb.
Yeah, they never played Bomberman on Nick Arcade.
Well, yeah. Well, I think because Bomberman, I think, was still... I think Japanese exclusive at the time. I think it was only Bomberman 3 or 2 at the time. Because like, I think because shit, what's the one that we have? It's in a box somewhere. I still haven't loaded it up yet or taken it out yet. But I think it's like Super Bomberman 4, but it's the Famicom version, the Super Famicom version of it.
Oh, okay.
And that, yeah, like, if anything, I think they probably would have played that a lot in Nick Arcade because it's a simple game. You drop bombs and you get scores from blowing up enemies and you get to levels.
That's like their bread and butter for the whole show.
Yeah, that or even Poppin' Twinbee, like, I don't think it was around at the time.
At least not here in the States, because I know Twinbee only got released here, I think on the Switch. That was the first time it's officially been released over here. Was on the Switch on the virtual channel.
Well, I think the Super Nintendo one was here in America. I don't remember, but I know the NES version was Japanese exclusive. I think.
Oh.
Like the Famicom version of it, I think was the one that was exclusive because it was like. I don't know. I'm maybe talking out of my ass. I don't know.
It's like, I don't fucking know.
So, that's just my assumption. Okay,
XGP,
I don't really know.
Now, if he's wrong, cancel him. That's it.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, something's wrong with the world because my accuracy's pretty good.
I mean,
so
usually are. So for all those that don't know, XGP and I used to have a gaming channel about 2 years ago. And we just kind of stopped doing it over time. We just had so much stuff going on. It was hard to get in like the same room constantly. And then with the pandemic, it became even harder to do that type of stuff. So
and your car breaking down all the time.
Well, what's funny? Despite the fact that we actually have a video if y'all want to go back and watch that. But despite the fact that it would break down, I would always still manage to revive that bitch. That car has died on me so many times, and I've brought it back.
And
from
you still have it.
I still have it. And it still runs. I've brought that motherfucker back from the brink of death so many times.
As much shit as we talk about Chevys, that thing has somehow still alive.
It's still alive. It's still kicking. It's lasted longer than other people's cars that I know of. And motorcycles that I know of. So, say what you want about Chevy, but that motherfucker's still running. Still going.
Oh, man.
The Red Queen.
The red car.
I wanted to call it the White Queen based off of the fucking X-Men character, but the car's red, so
It's not white, it's red. I was gonna say.
Yeah, so
It's red. I mean, you could, but then you'd be like, why is it called the White Queen? Well, see that little symbol? It's white.
it's white. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, if you
it's-
chip the paint off.
you chip the paint off. It's actually a white car underneath red primer.
So actually, I wanted to I don't know why this reminded me, but to slightly shift gears, kind of back to Nick Arcade. You brought up an interesting point about King of the Monsters, and we were on the phone the other day.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little bit more, or we could kind of talk
Yeah,
about that. Because I was looking. Okay, the main reason why is I see that awesome Godzilla vs Kong poster in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I also got the one that you guys got me. Or
Oh, for
it's
your
hanging
birthday?
right here.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I'm not gonna take the camera off and show it because I don't want
that's
to mess
fine.
up this.
Yeah, no worries. That's the one with Ghidorah and Kong, or
Yeah,
Godzilla.
Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I almost bought that for myself too. When your wife and I went to go pick out the present, I legit almost bought it. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking.
It's like I might just get this for myself.
Yeah, but no, I was like, no,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna be a decent brother this time, just this time.
But what I was talking about was with the King of the Monsters. It's kind of a theory of mine. It might not be real or not. But at the time, that's why, especially with like little kids, especially me, I had a huge fascination with dinosaurs and giant monsters and giant robots, and that was kind of the thing around the time. Like you had, I think Power Rangers around yet? Or was it not yet?
Yeah, I think at that point, let me look that up real quick. But keep going. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm pretty sure
Alright,
Power Rangers had already debuted. If not, they debuted in '94. But even then, '94, '95. But even then, that still would have been
there was
right around the time the giant
enough time-
kaiju phase.
Yeah, like they had kaiju movies going around, like old monster movies, and also too, it's called King of the Monsters, and people, by the show, they know what Freddy Krueger is. I mean, you have a bunch of monsters, giant monsters. Hey, it's a dinosaur. I want to play this game because you can play as a giant dinosaur and fight, you know, or again, it goes back to the whole thing of like it's a weird time phrase because it's kind of coming back a little bit now.
Yeah,
But it was like
with
very
kaiju and
short,
everything.
like, because the kaiju thing, because it lasted all the way up until like the shitty Godzilla movie that came out here,
That
and then
kinda killed-
everybody that killed everything here for the kaiju movies.
For a
But
while.
in Japan, it made it resurge back and make Godzilla 2000 and say like, no, that wasn't really Godzilla. This is Godzilla.
Well, then it made my favorite
Which I think
Godzilla
is
movie,
funny.
Destroya.
Yeah, and that was actually Godzilla versus Desatoya, or Destroyer, whichever you want to call it.
However you want to say it, yeah, whatever.
Was actually technically the last Godzilla movie that came out.
Yep.
Right before the shitty Matthew Broderick movie came out.
Really?
And then
Oh, wow, I
after,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
because what happened is because Godzilla he died. Spoiler if you haven't seen it. Godzilla dies at the end of the movie because
Yeah.
he has if you've seen the King of the Monsters movie, Godzilla he gets all beefed up and becomes Fire Godzilla or Lava Godzilla, where he's got like all these like nuclear power pulsing through him. And in Desatoya, he's got that right now. He's like an atom bomb. He'll blow up, which they kind of show in Godzilla King of Monsters when he beats the shit out of Ghidorah. When he beats the shit out of Ghidorah.
Yep.
And Desatoya, he beats Desatoya, but he's on global meltdown and they have to freeze him, kind of like what happens in Shin Godzilla,
Yep.
where they freeze him. They froze him, and then Godzilla slowly melted away. You can see his bones, and he died. But they kind of left it hint that Godzilla might return and he might still be alive because it shows one of the twins that had the psychic connection to him and Mothra. It shows them go like at the end, and it shows Godzilla's silhouette like roaring or whatever, like it was like Godzilla's kid or something, which is technically kind of what Godzilla 2000 is.
Right.
Is baby Godzilla is like, oh well, I survived against Desatoya, I'm okay, even though he got his
Gotcha.
ass kicked by Desatoya. But
That's very true.
And-
He really did, yeah.
yeah, and pretty much thanks to Matthew Broderick, not Matthew Broderick, but the movie with him in it, how bad that movie was received from like Japan and like everybody else. They're like, no, fuck it, we're coming back.
Right.
We're gonna show you what really Godzilla's like.
And you know what's funny? I don't even hate that movie, but it definitely. I think it's pretty. I liked it.
Oh,
when
I think
was
it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I like the movie. It's just not. It's not a good Godzilla movie, but I still.
They
like
tried
it.
to make it more like Jurassic Park with Godzilla in it.
So speaking of that, I looked up the Power Rangers. Power Rangers came out August 23rd, 1993, or August 28th, 23rd, 28th, whatever.
Okay.
So it would have been right after Nick Arcade had finished shooting and airing and everything. However, do you think? Let me look up Jurassic Park's release date because I'm fairly positive.
I think that was 1990. I think.
Let me look it up because that could have been a contributing factor. Jurassic Park was June 11th, 1993. Hold on.
Oh, that was?
Release date.
Because the only way I would see it is also because of cartoons. Because you had superheroes and you had, them fighting big monsters. It was weird because they had the dubbed movies at the time. Because even when you ask our mom, because she's a huge fan of the old kaiju movies of like Godzilla and shit, like she'll talk about them for hours if you get her to talk about it. And especially, she still thinks the funniest that a lot of people do is the one where they fight Megalon and Godzilla does this or whatever and flies across the screen.
Yeah.
This drop
Well,
kick.
it's funny when you look at trends. Now, let me ask you if you think that this is a possibility. Despite the fact that Jurassic Park and Power Rangers and stuff like that hadn't come out yet, do you think that as a society, we do the whole Joker meme or whatever, but, looking at the zeitgeist and looking at the way the world was, do you think that it was just the right timing for something like that? And, like, how the social collective consciousness was just kind of like, oh, we're about to really be into kaiju movies and kaiju stuff and Power Rangers and all this stuff. Do you think that might have been a contributing factor to it? Or do you think now, after seeing the evidence of the date-wise, do you think that maybe it was just they just thought it was fucking cool they were fighting monsters? What's your kind of take on that?
I honestly think it's because of the push towards Japanese like stuff coming over to the West, like specifically like kaiju movies or specific older animes too. Like there were even animes that were coming out.
That's
too,
true. Because even in the 80s, you had Gundam and shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say even Gundam was there. I don't think. No, I'm not Vision of Escaflowne. I don't think that came out yet.
No, that was mid '90s. I think when that came out.
That was way later. Yeah.
But
yeah, they had
Robotech.
The space. They had Robotech. Yeah, Robotech, which is also one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Robotech Macross and everything. They also had Voltron as well.
That's true.
Which is
Voltron
also
was in the
huge
80s.
too.
So you think maybe it could have been riding kind of on the coattails of that? What was that?
I was like another favorite of mine. The original, but just gonna carry her. I hate the remake. After season 1,
I actually
of Voltron.
I kind of want to do a review of that at some point, but I just need to find the time to watch it. So I've got a couple
I don't know if I could.
shows.
I don't know if I could suffer myself through that. But anyway.
Well, there's a couple shows I want to watch for the channel. One of the next videos coming out. It's going to be a retrospective look at Attack on Titan Junior High, and I also want to look at that really shitty Inhuman show that came out, where they were just the Inhumans in Hawaii. I want to talk about
just
that.
like the Eternals on the desert.
That's going to be a great movie. It's going to be so good. So looking forward to that.
But to go back to the question you asked, I think it was literally the influence of Japanese culture coming over to the West is what was
really
actually influencing it. Yeah, was not necessarily King of the Monsters, but like I said, Gundam was coming over. Granted, it wasn't as big here, but the biggest thing I think honestly was like the contribute of like Godzilla versus King Kong, and even like just the fascination with giant monsters or even monster movies at the time, like Jason and slasher films and all that stuff. People want to see these monsters fight each other. Or
that's actually a good point. That's a really good point. Because they all can identify Freddy and like horror movie monsters. That makes sense.
And even like probably the fascination with them playing like, I'm surprised they didn't play any of the space games as much like Radius, because of their fascination with Star Trek.
Yeah,
especially the Next Generation in the original. So that shocked to me. Maybe because they thought Ghost Pilots had something to do with monsters or ghosts. So
Well, it's
with the
just
name,
funny.
I'm
What,
like,
what the
oh,
name itself is funny is ghost pilots. It's got
pilots.
ghosts and pilots, so clearly they're flying something, and there's ghosts,
Yeah.
so it's got to be hardcore as fuck. The other big
But
one
it's
too was Robo Army. Robo Army, I felt like they
Mhm.
played that all the fucking time, and thinking
yeah.
about it.
And that
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was to say yeah, that goes back to like. Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you
No,
were
no, you're
cutting out,
good. No,
sorry.
you're good. Go ahead.
Because there was also Space Battleship Yamato, I think it was.
Oh,
Yamato,
true. Yeah, Battle of the Planets.
Yeah, and then also, oh, what was that other one?
Well, Battle of the Planets is something different. No, that Battle of the Planets
Not-
is what's it
not
called?
that.
The bird guys.
Yeah, but not that one. It's one that you watched. Man, I can't remember the name.
Is it
I
in
just dropped a
Tatsunoko?
link on it.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
No, it has the chick with the blue hair, and it's like a harem.
And I've watched it, and it's an anime.
Yeah. Tenchi Muya.
Oh, Tenchi Muyo. Yeah, I think Tenchi Muyo
Yeah.
came out after, like later into the.
Because I
90s.
remember because the one that was the most popular out of that was the fucking Police Girls, which they made a spin off of. But
I mean, the police girls are the dark-haired police girl was my favorite from that show.
Mhm.
And she was actually an extra character they added for the Tenchi Muyo anime series. She actually wasn't in the original OVAs.
That's actually kind of like because my wife and I we just finished watching Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh, what's
Adorable show. I'm like I cannot believe how much I fell in love with that show watching, especially in Japanese. It was terrible in English. We would switch back to English because it sounded so bad. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I was like, and they even in the English part, there's parts where they're singing in it. They like, fuck it, we're not singing in English. Just put the Japanese back in there, and it's like it just totally doesn't fit at all. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And there's this one, and Sakura, she actually sounds like Kirby. Like there's times when she's like running away, she goes, "Whee!" like actual Kirby sounds, and I'm
I feel
like
I should have worn my
"Is this
DDD
Kirby?"
shirt today.
I know, right?
I have my super cool gray shirt on.
And I got my Marvin the Martian Academy.
I do actually like your Marvin the Martian shirt though.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, like in Sakura, they in the original like comic books, in the anime they added an extra character for the guy Shaoran Lee to add more character to him.
Oh,
and it
okay.
was his cousin named Mei Lee, who I think was fucking annoying the entire time she was there, but they made her a lovable character as it went along.
Yeah.
She's still fucking annoying. She was better than Mars Ruby. Oh god. Anyway, beside the point. But yeah, sometimes adding extra things help an anime a lot, unless it's Bleach.
Do we really want to open that can of worms right here? Oh man,
Hey,
I feel
you know
like
what?
this is more
I
of a
found
discussion
out.
between
I
us.
feel that everybody hates the bounce. So, like, if there's one person in the comment that liked the bounce, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You must be that one Destiny fan.
Oh, Gundam Seed Destiny? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, since we've opened that can of worms, if you like the bounce, I want to know why. What makes them interesting? What makes them cool? Okay, to me, the bounce, and I'm sure there's someone out there, and this is the turning point where I get everyone fucking hates me, but I don't care. I remember watching that show and being so
that's when
fucking
Destiny comes.
disappointed. We'll get to that in a
That's when
second.
Destiny's gonna.
We'll get to that in a second.
Say, that
But
pile
the
of
bounce,
garbage.
yeah, we'll get to the bounce first though, since you brought it up, that little joke. So I get it. They had to catch up to the manga because they were currently at Waco Mundo and they were on cars and everything like this. From what I understand, the bounce were not in the manga, so you create a situation
Not even.
You create a situation where Ichigo and everyone basically loses their power. Well, they don't lose their powers, but they're significantly weaker in the human world. Which, if I remember correctly, isn't actually the case when the Iran cars show up. But I could be wrong. They might still be weak then too. Whatever. There was no plot progression at all in the Bounce Saga. None. It was literally no one important died. The only thing interesting that happened was what's his name? The Quincy had his story kind of progressed a little bit more, but even that almost felt like it was just kind of there. So I want to know why. So because to me, all it felt like was 60 episodes. Again, I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly how many episodes it was of just filler until the Iran cars showed up. That's all it felt like to me. It was just like, oh, Karya's, oh, da, 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 da. And then that every time I would hear that fucking theme song, dun, 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 I just would roll my eyes and go, because if I remember correctly, the only one of the Bounce that made it into the Soul Society was Karya anyway. So it was like the whole build-up was fucking pointless.
Point for the fucking...
They were pointless. Where the fuck were these guys this entire time? When even captains were having trouble beating these guys. And then the dude's invincible, but Ichigo still manages to kill him? What? Fucking stupid. Thank God Grimjow brought that shit back.
Because the Bounce... They're not even mentioned in the fucking manga at all. And what happened was the Bounce were made so the manga could catch up to the anime.
Right.
That's why the Bounce were made. Because it's like, because the manga wasn't caught up completely yet. Because sometimes when the anime run, they can get a little bit more further ahead, like with Trigun or anything else, before the actual manga gets there. But, like, I don't know why the fuck they decided, let's make a 60 long episode. Let's say a fucking
something like
boring shit that makes no progression of anything. No character relationships, no powers, no nothing. Because the minute the Iran cars show up, all of it goes out the window anyway. So it's like, yeah, there's no point for it. It's like, okay, the Iran cars are here now. Oh, well, here's the actual story.
And I've seen people make the argument where they're like, well, it was the same thing with Cell and the Freeze. I'm like, no, because every single one of those, that is nothing to like. Yeah, in between every single arc to Dragon Ball Z, there was always something important that happened in each arc that carried over to the next one. With the Bounce Saga, nothing did. Now, I don't completely hate the Bounce Saga. I'm sure if I watch it back again, I could probably find something I like. I like the Quincy. Some of the battles were cool, I won't lie, but most of them are fucking stupid. Because they had to find a way, because at this point, Ichigo was so strong, he was chopping planets in half. So they had to find a way to make him weaker.
Nerf him in some way.
Yeah, so that they could fight the Iran cars, and that it was just so dumb. Like, again, if you liked the Bounce Saga, okay, I'll put it this way. I'm sure there's people that did like it, because I don't completely hate it now that I've gotten older. But if it's your favorite saga in Bleach, I want to know why. I would like to know why. And that's not necessarily to shame you or any shit like that. If you like it, hey, that's cool. I get it. That's great. But I just would like to know what makes it your favorite saga out of all of them. Because I can't... There's too many other good moments in every other saga. And I know the Arankar saga kind of falls short. But overall, I still think it's pretty good. So I would just like to know before the new season of Bleach comes out. Because I've heard it's coming back or something like that.
It's like a sequel with a new character or something. It's like a sequel, prequel before the end. I don't know. It's some weird shit. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of fell off after I finished the manga. I was like, I don't really care anymore. Orihime and Ichigo got married, had a kid. Okay, let's just make the story about their kids.
Right.
But not pull a Boruto and make it boring as shit.
See, I've never watched Naruto. When I had the choice, I was gonna pick one, and I was gonna stick with it, and that was Bleach. So when Bleach came out, it was Bleach or Naruto, and I chose Bleach.
I chose Bleach too, and I'm glad I chose Bleach because Naruto, oh my god, I cannot...
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of it.
I've tried it so many different times. I literally sat with my wife, both my wife and I, we were watching it. We got to the part when they get to this stupid fucking bridge. They're there for like 10 episodes, standing there talking, and in the middle of a battle, and I'm like, okay, and let's go to another flashback. Oh, we're gonna go flashback about this attack now. Oh, we're gonna do a flashback of why this character's faster than this character. Are we gonna progress this fucking bridge? I've tried this show so many goddamn times. I gave up. I'm like, okay, I'll just see what happens. Naruto gets with Hinata. Oh, Sakura and Sasuke get together. Okay, I'm fine. I don't need to know anything else. Fuck this show. I'm out of here. That's me with Naruto. Like, I don't give a rat's ass about that show. God. Sorry,
you're good. You're good. Yeah. In the middle of a manga, Rambo Raw forgot to write the manga. Oh god.
So Gundam. Let's talk about Destiny.
What's funny is, now people are gonna flame us. They're like, wait, you've never watched Naruto? You don't like Naruto? It's like, well, it's.
Yeah, that's
what
I mean.
What it is.
Well, people are gonna flame me when they find out that I don't like Neon Genesis either. And I've tried that show with every single iteration, even the doujins, even the re-release, the original, the manga, the re-release manga. I've tried every single one of them. I just don't like it, and I've read them all, and I've done it all. I like the Evas and the Angels.
I'd say
but I hate everything else about it except Misato. I think her name is Misato.
Which one is that?
The purple-haired drunk.
Oh yeah, Misato. I think that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in kind of the same boat with you.
Characters I like in the show.
I like the penguin as well.
Yeah, the penguin and her are the only characters I like in that show.
I
don't care about weird ass clone of his mother Rei. Asuka's okay. The main character's a bitch. And the bad guy, I don't care. Like, I'd rather see something. I'd rather just be the bad guys are the fucking angels.
I actually would have preferred it just being the angels, yeah. But
yeah. I'm the main bad guy who called these angels here because I'm in love with you, Shinji. Fuck you. Get out of here, dumbass. Just go die like everybody else in the show.
You know what's funny?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I love the designs.
I like the Evas and I like the Angels.
Yeah, I love the designs for all the Angels. I love the Eva designs. It's funny, going back and researching Evangelion for the Eva hentai videos, it's funny finding out that
was probably better than the fucking show. At least it ended properly.
Yeah. So what's interesting with that is when the show was actually in development, originally they had shot it and it was in a kid's time slot because Japan's weird as fuck when it comes to how they present their children's television, and it wasn't doing well. And they actually were about to cancel it, and they moved it to an adult time slot. And then after that, it started getting good reviews, and people were watching it and they liked it. And so the actual creator has said that he had no plan. So Rei, he literally forgot Rei was in the script after a while. And
that's why she randomly disappeared.
Okay. Disappeared. And people think that it's like, and if you're a big fan of the show, I know that it's got a huge cult following and whatnot. There's been a lot of theories as to where she went and whatever. And I'm not trying to piss on those, but the reason why is because he legitimately forgot she was in the show. Like, oh yeah, we've been working on the show for so fucking long now that I'm paraphrasing, of course. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what happened. I just find that fucking hilarious. That he's like, oh yeah, we gotta find a way to put him there.
She was in the first 5 episodes and then vanished, and then came back and then died, and then came back and died or some shit. I was like, oh well, there she is. Okay, bye.
Yep.
Bye, Rei.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, you're good. Dun 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 dun.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
It's alright. I'm singing intermission. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Look at Mei. Come here with me. Come here to Mei. Come here. Dun 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 dun.
What the fuck are you doing to Mei Mei?
Yeah. I was singing the Mega Ranger song and dancing.
Oh, were you? Oh, she was precious. So, should we tell people on camera the story of Mei Mei and why she talks now?
Yeah, short. You want me to sum up the story?
Yep.
Fuck you. That's why.
So,
fuck you.
I'll give a little more context. I was just about to deploy, and I go over to XGP's apartment.
That's fine.
Yeah, everyone knows my name too, so it's over. But I'll try to call you X. But anyway.
It's okay.
So I go over to X's apartment, and I'm about to deploy, and he's like, "Oh, I've got this new kit, and blah blah." So it's cute. So we're sitting there playing, and she's like, "Meow," and I meow back at her, and X is like, "Don't do that, because I don't want to do that." I'm like, "Okay." And then he goes to the bathroom, and she looks at me, I look at her, and we just start talking to each other, like, "Ah." And X walks out and he goes, "You motherfucker."
I was like, I just told you not to fucking do that. And ever since then, when he came back, even before that, she did that the entire time now. That's how she talks now. I'm like, oh, son of a...
You say I'm so loud.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, wow. Just throw me under the bus. But...
Well, you are. I mean, look at that handsome beard.
I know, this handsome beard right here. All the bitches love me, right?
See, that's the word, bitches.
That is the word. If them girls he'd be like, the bird is the word. He's probably listening to this right now. He's like, fuck you guys. No, but... So... We take you back to...
Should we talk about Destiny, or should that be a completely different topic?
It could be.
Go on for hours.
It could be its own topic, really. But let me take you back to 2006. Ish.
Just finished watching Gundam Seed.
And it turned out to be one of the best Gundam series ever created. Only...
Mulaflaga.
Yep. Mulaflaga. One of the best...
Only to have the best character... Only to have one of the best characters be made in Destiny. Alex Dino. The best motherfucking character.
Good old Alex Dino. That's my favorite. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. God damn it.
That's her saying we need to hurry up and wrap this up so we can play, right?
No, I mean we're still gonna play regardless. We are still gonna play.
Oh god! Look at the torpedo.
Oh god.
She's upside down.
No,
Staring
so
at me.
earlier she was like, "I'm just gonna tickle you while you're on camera and make you laugh." I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead and try." But I guess it didn't really work out in my favor, but.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, but so Destiny is just fucking.
Oh god,
it's terrible. Like it's the worst sequel to an anime I think I've ever seen. It's so bad. They do everything.
And what's
wrong.
sad too is I've even watched the re-release movies that were supposed to fix it. It still didn't fix it. If anything, it made it more confusing.
The only thing I think that was good about it,
Mulaflaga.
And that's a spoiler. Okay, so spoiler for that, if you want to avoid that shit, because I'm gonna go in a little bit of spoiler. There's a character that's like masked the whole time. That's clearly Mulaflaga, and
yeah.
And it's funny, like I remember watching it, not completely being sure if it was him or not, because I remember we started we liked it at first.
It could have. Because it was interesting a little bit. Because they were kind of trying to pull a Zeta Gundam.
Yep, and then
which is also one of my. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, let me take Wing off of there and put Zeta there because I like Zeta more than Wing.
Zeta's good. Zeta's really good.
Zeta and 08th MS team.
Yeah, 8th MS team is one of my favorites. That's one of the best Gundam
anyway.
series. That's one of the best animes ever created, in my opinion.
Yeah.
8th MS team.
So that's like. So anyway, back to Destiny. Back to a shitty one.
Yeah. So, with Mulaflaga, they almost... That was the only... Because they like, basically shit the bed about 20 episodes in, and it just gets stupid. They don't commit to Shin being, like, the main protagonist.
They switch it back to Kira.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, like, oh, they're just trying to change things up to make it completely like Zeta. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. They lost faith in Shin as a main character and switched it back to Kira. Like, clearly they did, because... They show Kira earlier on, and they don't really show him for a bit, and then they bring him back as the main character. I'm like, they just didn't have faith that Shin would have been the best character. So
and then got a worse version of the Freedom Gundam.
Yep.
Called the Strike Freedom.
It's a less
very
good
original.
Yeah, and all it was different is had like a golden part on him, and I'm like, that's.
It had little golden things, and his wings could separate and turn
It just
into
doesn't look good.
quicklies.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good. It literally looks like shit. Like, I'm sorry, like they basically take a good solid foundation design. Okay.
Yeah, Atheron's Justice, whatever the fuck, that looks just like the Justice.
Yeah.
Looks better than the Strike Freedom, like, and it just looks like the Justice Gundam.
Yeah, everything.
So,
I think everything looks better than the Strike Freedom.
Even and again, back to Mulaflaga, the best Gundam in that show was the Hyakushiki coming back from Zeta Gundam.
Yep.
But they put Kigali in there and get her ass kicked by Shin. The most indestructible Gundam gets beaten somehow.
Well, that was the thing where I think at that point I'd given up hope for the series because literally, she gets the whole gimmick of that Gundam was that you could literally it was impervious to laser blast.
Laser blast entirely. Any laser blast.
Any laser.
But yet Shin can beat the shit out of it with a laser sword
and chop her arms off. I was like, you guys just don't give a shit. Like, if you don't give a shit, why should I give a shit? And why should I care about your guys' plot if you don't care about your plot?
Hello. No, she's at work.
Oh, I thought the car.
Yeah, it's just me. Oh, mail?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, she's
so,
a good dog. She's a good dog. She listens to your email snaps. Oh yeah, that show sucks. We could spend a whole topic talking about that.
That's a whole off the cuff for ourselves.
Yeah, one of these days, maybe one of these days I'll do a video on Destiny, or something like that.
And then we can just talk about Destiny.
Yeah, not the game series, people, but the show.
No,
Gundam
the show.
I'm sure someone probably fucked up like
we could talk about how good Gundam Seed is, and how such an amazing retelling of the original anime is.
Yep.
Seed is very, very, very good.
Absolutely.
And then they fucking just shit on it.
Yep, they completely shit the bed.
Oh my god. Like, seriously, how the hell did nobody... The Prince of Zaft put sunglasses on, oh, I'm Alex Dino.
And no one's gonna know him. He was the star fucking pilot of Zaft, and then just...
Yeah. Nobody in Zaft knew who it was, even after he saved the universe, or saved the world from La Crusade.
I think they were thinking that it was the whole, like...
but they already had the best character. They already had that with Moo. Like, they already had that.
And so, like, but the reason it worked with Char was no one saw fucking Char's face. Because he wore the mask.
Or even without his helmet on.
Yeah, that was the point. Like, you couldn't see, you didn't know what he looked like. That was the whole point.
Yeah, Quattro. Like, you didn't know it was Char. Like, you thought it was just some badass named Quattro.
Yep. Quattro Bagina, or whatever his name is. And then that's why the sunglasses worked, because it was supposed to be like, oh, there's something mysterious about him. Yeah, it's fucking Char, not Alex Dino. We know it's Atherin.
Dino. And then also another thing, real quick, before we stop talking about Destiny. The whole thing with Shin. In Zeta Gundam, because this happens the exact same thing with Shin, Stella, she gets killed in the Psycho Gundam Mark II, or the Psycho Gundam recreation, or whatever it was. And Stella gets killed in there. By Kira by somehow accident, dumb stuff. Anyway, in Zeta Gundam, they I can't remember. I think Mirasama, I think her name is.
I think it was 4, yeah.
Or just before Camille's original love interest. She she gets in the Psycho Gundam, and Amuro actually shows up to help, and they take down the Psycho Gundam, but 4 doesn't die. And 4 tries to escape with him, but then she sacrifices herself at the end of that whole part to make sure everybody gets off. And what they would have done, and what's different is in that one, Camille stayed the main character.
Yeah, they didn't just shift back to Amuro.
They didn't go back to Amuro, like, all of a sudden, oh, Shin lost Stella, let's make him a crazy psychopath, but then never redeem himself, like Camille, and just make Kira the main character again. And make Shin a bad guy. That makes no sense.
I feel like the show would have been better if they would have just committed to Shin being the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give him a
I don't
redemption
even-
arc.
Yep. But they didn't. Not even the movies did that. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna throw him off to the side. Bye, Shin. Just you can be with Luna Maria, one of the other better characters of the show, but also made her worse too.
That show's fucking garbage. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm thinking about it now. Like, I don't even want to like. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to make a video about it because
I'll talk
I don't
about
want to go. I
Seed.
don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, like I'll talk about Seed because I was just rewatched it again and I was like, this is fantastic, and it's the completely uncensored version of it, where they have every scene in that they cut out that didn't even need to be censored to begin with, like especially the greatest character Faye, like
the nicest person of all time.
Oh yeah, a lot of her scenes were cut out in the version we watched back then. Like a lot of her scenes were cut out because of how just how awesome of a character is. We'll keep that a secret for now.
Well, that was the thing too with that. I think the thing that hurt the most with Destiny is that was like our ritual was to watch Seed, and well, okay, even with the face stuff, going back, even when we were watching it, I didn't really notice there was too much. Okay, two different things. I didn't really notice that there was too much difference at first with the censored stuff and the non-censored stuff or whatever. And then watching the censored stuff that was taken out, it's like, oh wow, they made her so much fucking worse because she comes off as so evil in the original series, but then you watch it in the actual, she was even worse. Version? Holy shit! They toned it down. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
And I understand why for public TV.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they needed to censor it, but man, they made her such a terrible person. Like in a good way. It's a good character, but she's a fucking monster.
A great character, but just like they made her like it's like what they were. It's like they saw what they did wrong with 0083 and Nina. And we're like, hey, let's make this actually a bad character, but have maybe one redemption thing literally at the end when she finally realized that she's been an idiot this entire time.
Yeah, at least they did that, because then she technically dies to save Kira, so she has, in my opinion...
To save everybody. Actually, to save everybody as best she could after... Don't, let's not spoil what happens to Mu, though.
No. That's
the best part of the entire series.
If you want to watch Destiny, just find the clips with Mula Flaga and pretend the rest of it doesn't exist. And that's anytime Mula Flaga's on screen, that's the only time Destiny's worth watching, in my opinion, anyway. The battles aren't that great. The Gundams, I mean, okay, arguably some of them are really nice. The Hayoku Shiki's really cool, but
remember random orange Galf guy?
Oh yeah,
who gets a splash screen after he dies. He's I'm in this episode. I'm not even in this episode that much, or even in the show. This is the only time I'm here. But dies. No, my friend. Splash screen of the guy.
Who the fuck was that?
It's like I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's like I didn't show him.
But Mula Flaga's character is about as awesome as Rambo Rock.
Yeah. So if we have a tier list, which maybe we'll do it off the cuff. One of these is we do a tier list of the best Gundam characters. The first two that popped in my mind that are S tier, God tier, maybe even above S tier.
They're above S tier.
Yeah.
There is Mula Flaga and Rambo Rock.
Rambo Rock, Mula Flaga. I can't. I'm sure there's. I wouldn't put Judah Ashta up there. Just because, like, I think he's funny.
Awesome.
Judah Ashta's fucking awesome. I love Judah Ashta, but he's like A tier. I would probably say, like.
I actually put his love interest higher, which.
The other Junker.
Raluca.
Oh, Raluca. Oh, okay, Raluca. Okay,
yeah.
I like Raluca. She should have been the main character. Yeah. I feel like if they would have retooled that.
Well, they give her the Zeta Gundam.
Yep.
Like she has the Zeta after when Judah gets Double Z, she gets Zeta Gundam.
Honestly, I like Zeta more than I like Double Z, the Gundams.
It goes back to strike, freedom, and freedom.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So they basically, because Double Z is not, the Gundam series isn't as remembered as well as Zeta Gundam is, which is kind of fucked up, because I think Double Z is fine. It's not as good as Zeta or regular Gundam, but I think Double Z is fine.
Well, Zeta also has like one of the best villains in the series.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Pamptus?
Yeah, Pamptus is... It's
like even his mobile suit, the O, is like
really
everything
good.
About him is awesome. Like love the character so much.
Zeta Gundam the series to me is kind of the antithesis. It's one of the antithesis of like a perfect second season or a perfect like second or sequel. They do everything right. They turn the entire thing, like the good guys, on their head because they make the Titans the villains this time. So it's the technically the Earth Federation. They make Pamtis just this evil fuck. Like, I mean, they
like, and you don't even see it coming the first time.
No,
like until like he reveals everything, and it's like it's like Kefka levels.
Yeah,
like, it's Oh man.
And the fact that. Well, I don't know if I want to. Well, fucking spoilers, because we've been spoiling a lot of stuff. This is every off the cuff is always spoilery because we're off the cuff because we don't want to try to constrain ourselves. With that, you know, because with Zeta, technically Camille goes into a coma or he dies, you know, but he goes into a coma. That's,
unless you watch the movies.
Yeah, and then they change it, you know, because they did. But it's even then watching the original series, it shocks you because you're like, wait a minute. They fucking killed. I like Camille more than I like Amuro. Like I like Amuro well enough, but I think Camille to me is.
Camille's awesome. Like Amuro to me is kind of like the whiny version of like, is a less whiny version of Shin, but.
Ironically,
I've never really been. I've never, but like I've never.
Because ironically, Shin was more of a. Was supposed to be based off Camille.
Yeah, and then they just flipped it and they're like, nope, Kira's the main character again. You're now Camille. Kira's like, I survived a nuclear explosion? Yes. Okay. God Kirito. Okay.
God Kirito. It's like, Rex is texting me. He wants to know what time we're playing games tonight.
Oh, well, we can play in a little bit too. Like 7:30.
Oh yeah. It's 9:30 work okay? 9:30ish.
9:30? That's a little late.
Well, we gotta eat still and everything. We haven't eaten yet.
Oh, okay. How about 8:30?
Oh, let me ask real quick. Let's see if that'll work.
Because 9:30, that's a little late. Because then I'm only gonna be able to play for a couple hours before I gotta go pick up my wife.
Oh, that's fair. Hold on one second. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna have to wrap this up a little bit so we can, because we still have to eat dinner and everything. Because we haven't done that shit yet.
That's fine. We can wrap it up now. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah. So.
That was fun. That was a good conversation.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again. Well, maybe we'll do like a more focused, off the cuff on.
Like
Gundam
maybe Nickelodeon All Stars or Gundam or anything like that. So.
Yeah. Ironically, we didn't really talk that much about it. I talked about that troll that I had. And all the bad.
We talked about other things.
Yeah.
We brought up things about it, which is okay. If you've watched the video, like I think they get an understanding of Nick Arcade.
Yeah. So.
And I think it's good, but I enjoyed the little talk we had. Like,
yeah, no, it was good, and it's always fun having you on here too. So, alrighty, X, where can they find you if they want to find you?
If you want to find me, it'll probably be in a link in his description down there.
Absolutely.
This is a Mr. Douche plugin myself, but I'm just called XGP, and I stream every once in a while on the weekends. I haven't been streaming recently because I've been busy, but right now I'm currently going through Mega Man Star Force DX, a modded version of the first Star Force, which adds everything from all the versions. If you want to catch those, just hit that notification bell or whatever that does something, and you can just sit there and watch me monologue with no voice acting, and and have a good old time. And I might be playing something else too that you kind of saw a little test stream of if you look on there.
I know I did.
On there, so. Yeah. So, well, that's it for my plugin.
All right. Well, thank you, X. Thank you again for coming on the channel. It's always awesome having you on here. Probably have you on here in a couple weeks as well. You got to find the right topic to get you on here. So, anyway, thanks guys for watching.
I was gonna say we got to do that Gundam model thing you talked about.
Yeah. Well, so Themger and I we're going to the collection store sometime this weekend to pick up a new model kit. I don't know when we're gonna do the building stream or whatever, but we'll definitely get you in there as well, so you can build with us too. So
I would recommend on a Friday, please.
Well, we'll see what works for our schedules. We'll see what works for our schedules and whatnot. So we'll figure it out.
I have a Zeta Gundam over here. I still need to build.
I know, that is true. But we are gonna stream that when it does happen. It might be like a triple stream or a dual stream. I know I'll be streaming that on my
That's fine.
channel. Demgir will probably be streaming his channel. X might be doing it. But we'll figure it out. Either way, I'll figure out the logistics, and we'll get back to it. X, thank you again for coming on the channel and chatting. I genuinely appreciate that. So,
of course.
say goodbye to the little torpedo. Oh, God. Make sure to keep things light, rebellious, guys. We'll see you guys next time. X, if you want to hang on one quick second.